Carolina Panthers still stink.
Yep.
They have stunk, and Matt Rhule is no longer their head coach. Breaking news from Ian Rappaport's account this morning, Matt Rhule has been fired as the Carolina Panthers head coach. They have stunk. Yesterday they played against the Niners. You're going to stink against the Niners regardless, but if you continue to stink in a stinking fashion with a quarterback that you traded for and he stinks, you're probably going to get fired. Matt Rhule has seen everybody around him during his Carolina Panthers tenure get fired because they didn't have success by the second wealthiest owner in the entire NFL. They start out shitty this year. The writing was on the wall, it felt like.
Yep.
Not only as us from observers, I mean, at the Appalachian State College game day 3 weeks ago in Boone, North Carolina, where there are some Panthers fans, and the Nebraska job just became open because they fired Scott Frost. I said, look for Matt Rhule to become the Nebraska head coach. The crowd cheered. Who were Panthers fans? They're like, yeah, get his ass back to college is what the Panthers fans were thinking, because I think Matt Rhule, good dude. I think everybody likes Matt Rhule. Everybody understands he's a good football mind. His style, just like many other college football coaches of the past, certainly do not work in the NFL just yet. Maybe he'll be able to evolve. Pete Carroll didn't work in the NFL at first, goes back to college, comes back to the NFL and has massive success. Now, how will they go? Seattle just lost another one, but Geno looks like he's a potential guy. But Matt Rhule, I thought the writing was on the wall that he was going to get fired this morning. It ends up happening. So congratulations to whatever college program that has the head coaching position open now or open in a few weeks. There's already 5 big-time jobs available. There's probably going to be 10 by the end of the season if you just guessed. So he'll be able to pick and choose if he wants to do that, or maybe he takes a year off.
Oh, relax, Matt.
He got a 7-year, $62 million deal out of Baylor after having success at the Baylor Bears and at Temple. He goes to the NFL. He only coached for 38 games. I think he gets that entire contract. So maybe he goes and golfs for a year.
Yeah.
But maybe some college program that thinks, oh, we stink, are able to bring a guy in who's looking to rebound his legacy and his name. I think this will be a good thing in the end. But those two teams still definitely stink. Let's not get crazy.
Sure.
But how about the New York Football Giants?
Whoa.
They might be a great football team.
Yeah.
How about the goddamn Minnesota Vikings?
Sure.
They might be a great football team.
Connell.
How about the Philadelphia Eagles? They might be the best team in the goddamn NFL. How about the Dallas Cowboys, who are having to run the rock because they don't have Dak Prescott and becoming maybe one of the best teams in the NFL? There's a lot of teams that 1 year ago we thought, these teams stink. Now they're almost in charge. They're the ones that have been kind of building and growing and creating a culture that their team can buy into. We no longer want to suck. We want to go on a run. This is the 2022 NFL season. Not only was Matt Rhule fired this morning, Phil Snow, defensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers, also fired. I believe what took place here is Phil Snow and Matt Rhule have been together everywhere. Matt Rhule was actually a GA under Phil Snow at, I think, UCLA way back in the day. You're talking about knowing Phil Snow for a long time, these two being together, playing and coaching football together. I believe what had happened was Matt Rhule was fired this morning. So they bring in Phil Snow, and they go, hey, Phil, how do we fix this thing? He goes, fix this thing? I'm with fucking Matt Rhule. What are you talking about? You're fired. All right.
Yeah, probably.
See ya. Phil Snow packs up his shit, says, I'm getting out of here. The defense hasn't looked that terrible on the Carolina Panthers, but Matt Rhule and Phil Snow are going to go to somewhere together, and they're going to have success together, and the legacy of Matt Rhule is going to remain as an incredible college football coach. Why doesn't it work in the NFL for some of these college football guys? We can talk about the Panthers. They had like 6 different quarterbacks whenever he was there, 5 different quarterbacks, whatever it was. New OC. They had a new practice facility. They don't have a new practice facility because of bankruptcy. They have this. They have a lot of turnover under Matt Rhule's era. Coaches fired every single year. No, so let's keep that all out of here. Okay, let's keep it. Christian McCaffrey's only been healthy for 1 season with Matt Rhule. He's getting paid a lot of money because he's Christian McCaffrey. Let's keep all that out of here. Why do college coaches not seem to work in the NFL? Pete Carroll has had success at both levels, but his first time in the NFL, he's fucking terrible. Then he goes back to college and goes back to NFL and has success. Why is it, AJ? Because it's 18-year-olds and then you're dealing with 30-year-olds and it's vastly different? Or do you think Matt Rhule never really had a chance here at Carolina?
No, I think anybody has a chance if you walk into a situation with a franchise quarterback. He didn't do that in Carolina. Now, when you don't have that and you come in with all this college like bravado and whatever you're going to do and how you're going to change the culture, you're not winning games, it's not going to work. So I'm not saying, like, I don't know the X's and O's of what Matt Rhule, what he brings to the table there. But if you're the head coach, you need to hire 2 good coordinators to call the plays, and you need to try to build that and create that culture in the locker room for whatever reason just hasn't worked in Carolina right now.
Go ahead, Connor.
Like him coming straight from college, I think is the biggest difference, right? Because all these guys who have success.
He was in the NFL with the Giants at one point.
Yeah, but like recently?
No, way back.
Yeah, because it feels like the new coaches at least kind of get the today's locker room. Because I know you and AJ have talked about how locker rooms now are much different than even when you guys were playing. And if he wasn't in the NFL locker room for the last 20 years, whereas Dayball, O'Connell, McDaniel, Saleh, all these guys kind of understand the NFL today more better. You think it's easier for them to kind of institute a culture that players can relate to and buy into versus a guy who's coming from college that hasn't had that recent NFL experience?
I think your resume in the NFL is certainly important, but reaching guys is the most important part of being a coach, you know? And for some reason, it feels like college guys, and you can go through the list of great college football coaches that have absolutely failed in the NFL for one reason or another. In college, you are the god. You set everybody's schedule every single day. You decide who's there, who's not there, who's playing, who's not playing, who does what. You are the dictator of your operation. Not saying you have to be a mean dictator, but in college as a head coach, you have a lot more control over everybody's lives day to day than you'll ever have in the NFL. And that can sometimes change the way you talk to people potentially. And I think that is why the Sabans and the Myers and the others who failed in the NFL didn't work. With Rhule, because he had that Giants experience, because after talking to him, it seems like he's just a football guy, I thought he would be able to resonate with NFL guys no matter the age. And it just seems like that wasn't the case yet or ever. And congrats to whatever college football program just got Matt Rhule and Phil Snow back in their fucking building. I mean, that would be insane over there. Nebraska.
What?
Auburn.
They're going to pay, right? Won't they pay his part of his buyout from Carolina, too, if he takes another gig?
That's what Rappaport said. I don't know how that works. Employment? Did they just write in the contract if you get more employment in the same genre?
I read it as
I guess, yeah, well, how does it work?
Because it's not the NFL. The NFL, like, if an NFL coach picks up a gig somewhere else in the NFL, normally because it's within the NFL, there's contracts.
So is it just like a settlement, like an agreement? Hey, we owe you $40 million. They're going to pay the first 30. We'll pay the last 10 or something.
He signed for 7 years, $62 million. Maybe a buyout is in there. Yeah. Maybe they can just get a buyout and he can go on his way. And maybe he just golfs with Phil Snow next year or his family, or maybe he's coaching again. We shall see.
Yeah, I kind of read it at how AJ did is like if he has 40 left on his contract and the college program is going to pay 30 of it, then the Panthers just pay the following 10 or something.
So just offset funds, whatever your next contract is.
So
then if
Tepper's setting up interviews for him.
So if you're Rhule, it's like, you know what? I'm actually golfing for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
So, if he's pissed, I would. If he's pissed, but you guys are paying me all of that.
Hey, you want to get back into recruiting 24/7 and dealing with 18-year-olds, or you want to collect $35 million to do nothing over the next 3 years?
That'd be
What do you want to do?
Yeah, why would any of these guys do that? You're just because
they love football. They love ball.
Yeah, well, right, but
legacy is the reason why. It's all legacy. Right now, nobody remembers that Matt Rhule turned around Temple, turned around Baylor. You got a lot of people tweeting me this morning whenever I said congratulations to whatever college football powerhouse that has a head coaching position open now or in the near future, because you got Matt Rhule coming in. A lot of people, he ain't never win a national championship. He ain't never. It's like he's with Temple and fucking Baylor. What do we? Yeah. What do we even? He put Baylor in the top 5. Fucking game day was at Baylor. You know, that wasn't a. I know RG3 was a Heisman and the team's been good and they got athletes, but it's also like. The guy's pretty fucking good in college for one reason or another. And if I'm a team, which I might be here in a couple weeks, fucking feed me Matt Rhule to West Virginia if we can get that out.
But you can't really double dip then, right? I mean, I understand the legacy point, but if, like, they owe him, let's say $40 million, like, yeah, why wouldn't you just be like, okay, I'm going to get that $40 million, and then whenever I'm done golfing or whatever, like, I'm still going to have the pick of the litter of college
His name
football.
won't be hot anymore, thow.
Yeah, I think it would.
I think coaches worry about that, though. I think they worry, hey, if I'm out for a year, they may overlook me a little
Even
bit.
A guy like him, though, who is like he's known as a guy who goes to a program who hasn't really had success and, like, turns him around and turns him into a winner. I feel like that doesn't really go away.
Yeah, I think Matt Rhule, if he wanted a job in the future, would be able to get it. But these football guys, dude, we know.
He's a coach. He coaches. Coaches don't know how to hang out. They don't.
Should go to coach's rehab and do Bama for a year, and then go be
as a consultant.
Yeah,
getting no money.
Not get paid.
Oh no, I mean in 3 years. You wait. You spend your time golfing. You get paid by the Panthers.
Once Billy O'Brien is a head coach somewhere.
Boom. You go to coach's rehab, and then your name's back in that list, and then you're head coach somewhere the year after.
You get baptized into the Saban waters. I said that a couple weeks ago. Obviously, the Southern Whites did not enjoy that.